Hello, today is July 25th, 2015, and I'm Jeff Tennant. As usual, let's go over my previous calls. About a week ago, I said that the market would hold the all-time high around 2134 and that the pattern called for a drop into the 2070s. Well, we stopped around 2132 and we went into the 2070s on Friday, so that's been satisfied. Now the target isn't a stop and reverse level, it's a target, but at least we don't have to go any further on the downside to satisfy that prediction. Now on Thursday night, I gave the reasons I thought this level might hold. I said if it held, we could have a good rally up to the target of 2111. And also some targets in the 2120s, but I said if it fell, there's no telling how low we could drop. I thought it would be clear by the open. We actually undercut that level within the first 10 minutes of trading and had a big drop. 2111.48 gets added to the list of failed mejt targets. The odds are good it'll print it sometime. One of the failed mejt targets gets crossed off the list. That's 2095.07. It proved to be a good resistance level during the day. We came awfully close to the 2076.30 failed target from the 10th of this month. We came within a fraction of a point, but that's not close enough. Usually when you come this close, the target's going to print, but it's not required. With the printing of the 2095.07 target, we don't have much in the way of unfilled targets left. We have one from this year. We have a cluster from October of last year. And other than the recent, meaning July, failed mejt targets, that's about it. During the day, mejt gave a couple of signals. It gave a sell signal early in the morning. The S means if the move is immediate, which it was, that the drop should be a strong move, which it was. Let's get rid of that. In the afternoon, it said ultimately higher prices would print. It gives a target of 2088.20. There's no time limit, but usually you don't have to wait long. Ultimate targets ultimately print. Depending on the open, I think that level has a good good chance to be seen on Monday. Let's go over some other things. This is a 65-minute chart. We have a 9, 13, 9 combo buy signal from Tom DeMark. There's no recycle because these 9 bars here, actually the setup extends down to here, is too much longer than this one, so there's no recycle. It's a valid buy signal. Now buy signals can fail, and when they fail, they usually fail in a large way. So if we don't get a rally, we should get a big drop. One thing which makes the signal somewhat questionable is we have a failure of the 9-13-9 buy signal on the 30-minute chart. Once the signals fail on one time frame, they tend to fail on other time frames too. In my opinion, if we were to gap up sharply, that price would act as a surrogate for that close and would reinstitute the buy signal. Usually when the market drops all day long, particularly on a Friday, it just keeps on dropping when Monday opens up. If instead we were to gap up sharply Monday, it would be a clue that something else was going on. What are the chances of that happening? Well, here's your daily chart. Here's a stilt, here's a stilt, here's your diamond. That's half of it, and that's enough. It's set that at 61.8%, and you get this low there. So the target of the diamond has been hit. You'll notice it's also a Fibonacci retracement of the entire rally too. So in addition to the DeMark buy signal, we also have good Fibonacci support. This red line here is the Andrews pitchfork. Usually the 50% line is support, and we dropped right to support but not through it. When you have a straight line move down to a support level without going through it, usually support holds. If it does not hold, you usually break through in grand style with a big gap down. So I think Monday's open is going to be very telling. I think there's lots of support and a buy signal at the low. And what I would like to see is a big gap up. If that were true, I think there'd be a reasonable chance we'd have a good rally, although we might retrace and hit the 2076.30 target or so. I have a change in trend between 10:30 and 11:30 Eastern Time, and the ideal situation, although not a required one, would be to have a gap up, retrace, and then rally the rest of the day, or at least by early Tuesday. We still have a few failed or unfilled mejt targets at higher levels. What are the chances that those will print? Well, there are two situations in which failed targets occur. Here are all the unfilled or failed mejt targets from 2012. You'll see how they tend to occur at major changes in trend. Right here, right here, right here. And that's it out of about 500 to 600 signals every year. Another time they can occur is at strong impulsive moves. These are all the failed price targets from 2013. You can see they occurred here at a low during a strong impulsive move higher, right at the low, pretty close to the low, pretty close to the low with a strong impulsive move. These are all the failed targets from last year. You can see they're kind of right at the low, right at the low, and during a period of a strong impulsive move. And that's it. So you get about 1, 2, 3, 1. Here's one patch here, 2, 3 real clusters where you don't have the prices print, and they're all at changes in trend or periods of strong impulsive moves. So if we do not have a bottom Monday, and if we continue dropping, it's at least plausible because it is close to a change in trend. It is close to an all-time high. And if there is a strong impulsive move down, it's one of the situations in which the targets won't print. But because we have a couple of ultimate signals, we have this one. We also have this one. I think we're not going to have the collapse. I think we are going to have a rally, and I think most of those prices will print. A lot of people are saying that because there's strong negative opinions by the public that a good rally is coming. That indicator does not work when there's also strong negative opinions from the professionals, and that's where we sit now. So I wouldn't count on that. I still think the market's in majorly trouble, but that doesn't mean we have to go down in a straight line. unless we gap down sharply Monday, and particularly if we gap up sharply Monday, I think we have a good chance for a low in this area and some recovery, and that is today's call.